Welcome to Off the Down Low. Here we have strange things that appear on the feed from the IBM International Space Station live feed. Strange objects. Things that perplex, that have been not talked about in the media, not in so much as an article or a featured YouTube video. So I'm hoping that I can be somewhat of the bringer of what in the world these things are. Okay, so when I first saw these, they were shown to me by a friend who is always looking at these strange sky anomalies, going through many webcams, live cams. And well, lo and behold, this feed from the International Space Station. And what do we have here? Are they things that are on the surface of the Earth? Or are they between the surface of the Earth and the International Space Station? This space station travels at, I believe, I have to look this up, but I know that it's 275 miles from the surface of the Earth to the space station, and that's the altitude that it travels at. And if you looked at a globe, like the globe that you had in your classroom when you were in school, it would show the International Space Station at scale to be about 1/4 of an inch above the globe. See this with the line there? What's going on there? What do we have here? What are these things? They at first seem to be a representation or a image that was of the, if this is a bird's eye view of the International Space Station's camera that's pointed straight down as it travels to the left, apparently. And these things would be on the Earth and moving. Are they islands that show lights at night? And if they are islands, what islands are these? And can someone match them up? I believe that the stars in the background, the red and blue and white twinkling stars, are a reflection either in the window, or it is digital artifacts from this digital camera, or I may think, and it is plausible, that these reflections are off the ocean, as a mirror would reflect, or a lake or an ocean would reflect the blue sky above. This reflects the super bright, unobstructed, out of the atmosphere star light and photons that are hitting the reflection and coming right back to the camera. Now, does this look like an island? Does that look like an island? What island is shaped like that and looks like a three-dimensional it's translucent, if, well, maybe not translucent, but it is giving off its own light, and it seems like it's backlit. Very strange. Or it could be ionized gas. It could be islands, but I doubt that they're islands because the stars are in the back. It is, and they are moving at the same speed that the clouds move as the Earth rotates or the space station flies. to the right. And I believe it may travel. I don't know if I know it travels in like an S curve. And it may be not perpendicular, but I think it travels at an angle. And I don't know if it goes with the rotation of the Earth or not. But evidently these things are moving or are stationary. But it looks to me as if they are not far back enough to be on the Earth, or maybe they are too much in the foreground as the stars' reflections look. Okay, look at this. What is this? What is that? This is the first time that I've ever seen this here or that above. And now this looks like a scarab or something, but there are like a speeder from Star Wars, not a speeder from Star Wars. This looks like some type of three-dimensional oblong netted or windowed device there. Let's see. Let's go on. I'm going to try to go. I can't rewind it. Look at this. Looks like angel's wings up here. It looks like an angel flying up there. See that? I don't know if you could see my mouse pointer. Let's see if I can get that to show. I think I can. Add. Does it say add pointer? I thought I saw that in here somewhere. I'll tell you what, I'll just do this. Let's go ahead and take a look at this stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on just a little bit of background music for the sake of, it's not so monotonous, you know. Let's see here. Let's see if this fits. This is a friend of mine's, great songwriter by the name of Jeff Hunter. Let's see if this fits here, and this will be appropriate. Yeah, why not? Jeffrey writes great songs. This is about the topic of existentialism and thinking about ending it all, like taking your own life. Melancholy, lamenting. So, this this phenomenon that we're looking at, I have a lot of doubts in my mind that, oh yeah, I wanted to explain how that could just automatically appear out of nowhere. And for some reason, in this area, let me take off that logo here. See, right where my logo is up there is a, in the daytime or when the sun is out, let me point and make it me in here. Where's my, oh yeah, here we go. Up in this area right here, right above me, along this corner right here, is the space station's arm that hits that goes across that side of the corner there. And so I don't know why it seems as though there's nothing there, and it reflects it, maybe the window, but there's an arm of the space station there that covers it up. So when it looks like something is appearing out of nowhere, that is not the case. So let's see if we can fast forward this, and let me make sure that I am in the highest resolution, which I am. And let's go ahead and see if I can hit these arrows to go forward, and hopefully we can get some more of these crazy, beautiful jewels that I have no idea. Now, I have not done any real research on this stuff. So here's my guitar solo. In case you... I have not done any research on this stuff, so I really don't know if this has been this case has been cracked of what these are, or if there's a legitimate plausible explanation for this. However, I did read on Reddit not too long ago a short one paragraph concerning media blog about these things and what they are, or just kind of a introduction to. Thank you, Jeff, for that. It was beautiful. The introduction to what these things could possibly, or that these things could possibly have been overlooked and never really seen before, or maybe not ever spoken to. I don't know, and I'm going to put my speculation thoughts up here. I don't really know how, or logistically how, this phenomenon even could come to fruition and logically come to the point of appearing like this. So I'm going to speculate, and that's why my speculation warning here is on the bottom of my banner, my speculation banner, because I don't want anybody thinking that I am all-knowing and what I say is truth. I'm going to use Richard Feynman's quote here and say, quote unquote, the only thing that I'm absolutely sure that I know unequivocally, that I'm positive that I don't know. No, skip that. Let me start over again. Richard Feynman, quote unquote, the only thing that I am sure I know everything about is what I don't know. Some people don't like that quote. I love that quote. I love Richard Feynman. You know, he says also that just because you know a lot about a certain subject doesn't mean you know everything about that. You can know what a bird, you can go bird watching and you could see and say, that's a turquoise crested snagglebeak from the Umbubo Islands in South African Tanzanian Ocean, whatever. And they only live on an island or a cay that, and they're endangered. Doesn't mean you know everything about the bird. It just means you know the name of it and where it's from. Doesn't mean you know how the bird lives and how the bird interacts and everything about the bird that isn't what it looks like or what it's called. Just because you know the name of something does not mean that you know everything about that. You can be book smart. And book smart and street smart, and being able to adapt and being able to adapt and to handle anything that comes your way without a hitch or missing a step. Those are the kind of people that the Renaissance men or women. And as we wait for these things to appear again, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this site again. It's the, I'll put the link down below. The site has many, maybe hundreds of recorded feeds and from these live camera feeds from the International Space Station, and they have them listed there, and they're all recorded, and they're pretty much on demand. You can click on them and watch anyone you'd like. You don't know really if these are going to show up, these golden dragons, so to speak, or these rose gold plankton looking things, amoebas of precious metal, whatever they are. you have to look for them. And they're usually clips that are 3 to 5 hours long, maybe longer, maybe shorter. I'm going to go a little bit forward here by clicking. And they are they have some type of nomenclature, and I know that they're dated as well. But if you look at the view count that it shows, that is what you want to go by, because if you know the higher view count, excuse me, exists there and you see it, then you know that this video has some type of goodies and some type of Easter egg kind of things, or there's an anomaly, or there's a unexplainable something in it, or there just may be beautiful, gorgeous angles from the Earth, from the space station down to the Earth that maybe are beautiful and picturesque. But they don't always have this angle up here, which is the bird's eye view. They don't always have this angle. And sometimes they'll point the camera like straight, they'll angle it up this way so you can see the curvature of the Earth that way, and it's flying like towards it. Here is a bird's eye view, which means it's pointed directly down towards the ocean. Now, if you see above my head here, you can start to see that arm that I was telling you about as the sun, and the Terminator moves closer to becoming a sunrise. So as you see that, sometimes you'll see extra, some of these, now isn't it funny how we don't see any of these things now at all? But I want you to stay and watch and stay with me, because I want you to see when the sun rises what we're actually looking at. It looks like down here too, down to the all the way to the end over there is another part of the space station that I'm not getting on this feed here. Oops. Let me see if I can get that to appear for you. I don't want it to... is that it? Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's see. Let's click on this again. Let's see if I could squeeze this. There it is. I don't want to squeeze it too much, but right about there. Let's make sure that this is squeezed all the way. That's it. All right. So now it's becoming daylight now. You see how bright that is? Let me get myself out of here. This is enough of me. You can see how... Now here we have strange circular lens flares, and looks like what is mist. It looks like mist, doesn't it? Now really pay attention to what's going on here. There's really weird little shapes that will show up. I don't know if it's the reflection of the window, because I believe this camera is inside the space station looking through a window, which is probably really thick glass, which is going to be more susceptible to lens flares and reflections that show the light source in many different cookie-cutted or reflected representations of. So I believe these circles here that are along the space station's arm there are the reflection of the sun or any other celestial body that is giving light. The difference between light and dark in space is really a big difference. I mean, you could be in the shadow on the moon, and you wouldn't be able to see yourself because it would be almost pitch dark, and then you could be 3 feet away from the shadow and step out, and then you would be bright and over exposed like the way the space station components look now. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I believe that the difference between shadow and sunlight in the on the moon, which there's hardly any atmosphere, is a difference of sorry about that. Get some water here. Hold that thought. I believe the difference in temperature is at 250 degrees Fahrenheit in the sun and minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade. I believe that's 500 degrees if my math is correct. Now, do you see these circular anomalies that are happening here? And what's going on? I don't really know. I had a filter on here that I'm going to adjust, and I believe it's on this. So then I'm going to bring some of the contrast up so that you can see more of these. There we go. I'm going to bring the contrast up, maybe the brightness a little bit. There you go. Just to bring out a little bit more of these so that you can see these lens flares and notice. And I want you to see when the terminator of the sun and the dark come together, come and pass up and become, and the earth becomes illuminated, because then I'll end the video then, because I want you to see exactly what angle we're looking at here. And since I started at night, I will end it with the sunrise, however long that takes. And slowly but surely, and I guess I can speed it up, huh? Duh. Let's speed that up. Let's go 1.5. And there you go. That's looking better. Now we can see some stuff really happening here. Really coming in fast here. Now look at that. You see that? This is what we're looking at here. This is, and you see that it's moving at the same speed that these, maybe a little faster. Now that I look at it, but maybe not. Oh no, I sped it up. Duh. There's another duh. There's a double duh. So yeah, this is the angle that we're looking downwards at. Bird's eye view. And now we're going to see the terminator of the earth and the day and the night. And we're going to fly right over it. And I'll let you see some of these beautiful sights. I'm going to put the link to this particular video down in the description. And you can look at it yourself. And if you find any other... Now what I'm looking for... excuse me. What I am looking for is... Oh, wow, that looks terrible. What I am... Let me get that back here. What I am looking for is... When I first saw these things, these anomalies, I saw one that looked like a giant... how could I say? Like... You know, the black hole sun, what it looks like, or the you know, that kind of a circle with inflamed, like tendrils that come out. I don't know how to say that. Like a flaming black sun. It looked like that, like a spider, like an arachnid or something like that. Right on the, right in the. I mean, it was taking up at least a good portion of the screen. Like it's as big as this, I guess, one of these clouds here. If you'd put a, I guess like the open part of the water right here. You know, like the open part of the water, right about, it was about this big, maybe bigger. The center of this, or, you know, as big as the logo. See the logo I have here? My logo here is about as big as that. It was on the, and it was golden, and it was a ring of beautiful, beautiful color, amber, maybe yellows, and it was sparkling. It looked just gorgeous. Look at this. So I just wanted to show you what the feed looks like, what we were looking at. And if you could figure out what in the world those golden looking dragons are. Now, see how much cloud cover there is? So I just want to leave you with this. How can there be all those lights and all this cloud cover, and the lights can go through that more than not? I don't know. Maybe the darkness is covering it up, and those times that we do see them, they are city lights. But if they are, and somebody can take the time to do this, find the exact date that this was filmed, follow the exact orbital dynamics and orbital flight path that this ISS took that day, and using universal time, finding the exact spot on the Earth that it was flying over at that time, and hopefully we can superimpose a map of somewhere to show that these cities actually line up. That's a lot of work, and it would take somebody with a really good visual sense of intuition and innovative means, and the smart's real good and has the time to do that, and can read orbital dynamics and can decipher universal time and all that good stuff. Well, I just want to say to you guys, thanks again for tuning in to the Off the Down Low, and I'm going to continue to make a few more episodes of these, and I don't know what to call them. So if you have any comments, leave them down below. Please like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing here and you want to see more of these things, and tell me what you would like to see more of, or if you have any ideas. I welcome everything that you can give me. If you can maybe find something worth me making a video about, please let me know, and I will go ahead and you got to see this part here that just came up here. Look at this. If you could just tell me, I'll just leave this on until I say goodbye. If you could just think of, oh, here, look at that. That's, what part of the Earth is this? We could be flying over Antarctica too. This could be, there's just so many interesting things to look at. So 3 hours of trudging through this, you may find some goodies, and it will take you into the rabbit hole, guaranteed. What I was going to say is, if we can't find any media coverage of these golden things that are flying through the air, or flying, or passing up the camera here, if we can't find any name that the media has already given it, then let's try to find some in the comments. Let's see if we can make up a nice, clever name apropos, and maybe we can come up with something that that really sticks. And I'm just tripping on these clouds here. Anyways, thanks everybody. Thanks for subscribing if you are subscribed, and thank you for coming back and watching this. And I'll have another episode here, and I'll make this a series. And I think I will do that. I'll make this a series of finding these things, whatever we're going to name them, and taking them off the down low, and letting the world know that these are beautiful. They exist, and they're above us. And if they have an explanation, and it's a trick of the eye or an optical illusion, we'll get to the bottom of it, I guess, huh? All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks again. Peace out.